Interesting.
All right. We are live, guys. Welcome back. As you can see, we actually made it on time for once. Sorry for the complete like in disguise look here. I actually just got done with a run and got a shower, so right now I'm kinda in that recovery mode. But you know, I already had to come out for the new One Piece chapter because we are reacting to 1114 today. Um,
He's got three
see
buckets of
something
fries
real
too.
quick.
And down below we've even got Kuma. Do we have Bonnie anywhere in here?
Got the panel in
We
the
got
background,
Vegapunk.
but
Oh
hold
yeah, we
on.
do have Bonnie. Yeah, she's on the very top actually. Looks
Get rid
very
of that
cool.
one.
She's actually eating
There
fries
we
with
go.
Nami
All
and
right,
Chopper.
cool.
Okay.
All right.
We got Jinbei swimming, of course, because I think they're in the
One
water. Well,
second,
actually, I
just
don't
kind
know if
of
they're in
getting
the
everything
water.
adjusted
Interesting.
here.
It's like they're in the water, but they're not inside
All
of a
right.
bubble. So it looks
Welcome
pretty
back,
cool.
guys. Before we get into this, I just wanted to say, if you can, please give the video a like or consider subscribing. No pressure or anything. But today we are going to be reacting to this chapter. It just dropped on TCB about 2 hours ago. If you're new here, welcome. Definitely come on in. Just getting things finalized real quick. Give me one sec here, y'all.
On a deep stroll,
Just trying to get all the tabs in order. Rid of that one. There we go. Actually, would be better if it's. It would be better if it's like that. All right, this could work. Kind of trying to max it out for you guys, but then make it so it's still readable for myself. I think this should be good. Yeah, let's go about there. All right, cool. So, okay, we're getting into 1114 today. One Piece manga chapter 1114, The Wings of Icarus. And it looks like we're starting off with a cover page of Yamato and Kinemon. Actually gonna just make that a little bit bigger here. You might see it get a little bit smaller. Yeah, that should work. Alright, so it looks like Yamato is pretty much talking about the shrine. I don't know, I think that's the one over in not Onigashima, but a different part of Wano. And then I guess Kinemon's telling her about one of the samurai that actually went around Wano or is in a certain part of it. Um, this is pretty interesting. So I guess like he's describing the journey around Wano and where she's gonna go from and to. Because if you see in the middle here, we actually have a arrow that goes from the capital where I think everybody is, like Momo and everything, and it looks like she's gonna go on a full voyage around the island of Wano and then back to Wano. So I'm guessing this is like her journey. And then we have the sword here too. The caption reads, Oni Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 4. I ask that you complete a pilgrimage to Hakumai and return the sword to Enma's shrine in the late Yasui's stead. Okay, so he's talking about Yasui, but then he wants Yamato to also take the sword to Enma's shrine. So I'm guessing this was Yasui's sword, and Yamato is essentially going to make her voyage around Wano while also delivering the sword that Yasui had. So I'm guessing if you think about the last chapter, when he asked for the favor, I guess this is the favor. Not only is she going to go explore the land of Wano like Odin did, she's actually going to end up taking the sword of Yasui and end up returning it to Enma's shrine and everything. Okay, so let's see here. We're going down and let's read Oda's note. Oda Sensei says, two of my current editors and one I used to work with all just got married. What wonderful news. Congrats, everyone. That is awesome. Glad to hear it. Hell yeah. Alright, so let's jump in. We're starting off at the Navy HQ New World. The world's gonna sink into the ocean, and we have a shot of Marine Ford here. I guess they're all shocked by Vegapunk's announcement. Does he realize what he's saying? Dr. Vegapunk. And then you scroll down, we have a shot of Akainu, and he's looking pretty like gruesome about it. I guess he wasn't even expecting this news himself. The town of Mockery, Mocktown. Yeah, ha 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 ha. All right, so that's kind of interesting. looks like, oh wow, looks like, okay, we get to the shot of the bar in Mocktown, and I guess these guys don't necessarily believe Vegapunk. They're saying, this guy's a riot. Is he trying to panic everyone and take the whole world down with him? How the heck is the whole world meant to sink, Mr. Genius? And then they're laughing, which is interesting to me because like this is definitely in the time period where the water levels rose, so maybe it didn't like rise throughout the whole island, but at the same time for them to laugh about this is interesting because we have seen already in One Piece that certain levels in the world, like the ocean level, is pretty much already risen. So it's interesting to me because they're laughing about it, but we've already seen proof of the sea level rising due to the mother flame. So that's interesting. The city of water, Water 7. If he was just talking about this city, I'd believe him in an instant. But the whole world, it'd take a lot more than rising tides to do that, right? And then they're looking surprised. The underwater prison, impelled down. Fuh. This just gets better and better. Isn't it your job to take care of the inmates, Magellan? What are you gonna do if the prison gets completely flooded? Okay, so we have Doflamingo pretty much reacting to this news by laughing, which is interesting to me, just because of the fact that, like, I mean, if this does happen, I mean, really, I mean, it is interesting because he's pretty much going to have to take all the prisoners. But meanwhile, Doflamingo is pretty much just laughing it up because he really feels like this is like, you know, essentially something that like doesn't really affect him. And if it does, the whole world's going down anyway. So basically, he's just being an ass, just a little bit. But that's Doflamingo for you. So I keep saying Doflamingo, whatever the word may be. But anyways, let's carry on. You have a point. The sudden sea level rise earlier caused havoc with some cells, and that was only 1 meter. How many meters would it take to cover the whole world? Most urban areas would be screwed if water levels rose just another 5 meters. Most urban areas would be screwed if water levels rose just another 5 meters. Interesting. Maybe we should all evacuate. We could always go somewhere high up. That's interesting he says that because like see like he says that and it's like does he know that there is something potentially higher up than One Piece, like not even just Sky Island, but like could this be a potential Oda lore drop or hint at going to the moon? Interesting, because especially because he's saying it to Magellan, so it's like will Magellan actually take what he says seriously, or is he just kind of like, you know, gaslighting Magellan right now? It's interesting. Okay. Ryugu Kingdom, Fishman Island. Father. And then you've got Shirahoshi. Is that really going to happen? And then you've got the whale going, Bwah. It sounds so outlandish, Jamon. Hold on. Wait. Am I? Okay, I was just making sure I wasn't cut off on anything because this like panel cuts over to the right. Okay. Egghead, the island of the future. This is crazy talk, but the world's most acclaimed scientist is saying it. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's true. It'll cause mass panic and chaos. Enough with the lies and madness, Vegapunk. So you have the Marines here, and they're basically not buying what Vegapunk's saying because it does sound a little ludicrous, and I get how some people wouldn't like really, you know, go for it or understand what he's saying. But let's keep going. So now it looks like we have the Gorosei, and they're pretty much shocked right now. Quickly, eradicate the broadcast snail. No, snuff out every living thing you can sense. We can deal with the ramifications later. Oh, wow. So essentially, they're mad because it looks like they're pretty mad right now. I mean, at least Ethan looks mad, but I think what's going on here is that, like, they're really considering taking out, like, everything that they feel is alive around them anyways, because of the fact that if they do, essentially they might take out the video transponder snail anyways. But see, this is kind of weird to me because even though in the world of One Piece, video transponder snails and transponder snails are alive and they can transmit certain things like radio waves and video signals, I don't think the Gorosei are thinking logically here, because what if it's just literally a regular broadcasting thing, like a piece of technology that they can't sense because it's not alive, and then they just start taking people out no matter what? But anyways, let's keep going. We have Marcus Mars here at the very bottom, and then we've got one of the Vegapunks right here. Let's see. Looks like she's running around out of breath. Damn, Stella, did he really spill the beans on everything? Please humor me for a moment as I make a prediction. Assuming my sensor data is accurate, a few days from now, as I record this, an exceptionally vicious earthquake will rock the planet. And then all the civilians are like, huh? That's interesting. A few days from now, as I record this, an exceptionally vicious earthquake. I wonder if that's due to the mother flame, actually, because, I mean, essentially the water levels rose, but could it be because of that, or could he be predicting something else? Or maybe he just naturally predicted an actual earthquake happening around this time, which I wouldn't put it past him. He's smart. But let's keep going. Don't tell me he's talking about today's earthquake. Didn't he die after this recording? Wait, hold on. Timeline is going crazy right now, because if we're taking this into consideration from when the Straw Hats are on the island, he just died like maybe 10 minutes to about like 20 minutes before this whole thing happened, because a whole day hasn't passed since the Straw Hats have been on Egghead and before this broadcast started. And I don't think we've seen anything about an earthquake happening in the world of One Piece yet at all. We saw the sea level rising, but we didn't see an earthquake. So this is interesting that she's saying that. Following this calamity, sea levels the world over will rise by 1 meter. A number of islands will become uninhabitable. No way. He actually saw it coming, and naturally many beaches will also be completely submerged. So we knew the water levels were rising, but I didn't really see, at least maybe you guys in the comments can correct me, I don't remember seeing anything about an earthquake. Like, we saw the sea level rising, definitely, but she's talking about today's earthquake like we've seen it. Huh. Alright. If this doesn't come to pass, feel free to disregard the rest of this message. This is freaky. How was he able to call it? Assuming, however, these events have transpired, then please pay heed to what I have to say. Interesting. So you have even Aokiji here looking a little bit stumped by this. So, like, the people that are actually, like, on a serious level in One Piece, such as Akainu, Aokiji, and the people that are experiencing this, they definitely know that Vegapunk's not lying. And I think that it's kind of crazy because, of course, you'd have people around the world who are going to, like, disregard it and pretty much, like, assume he's kind of foolish right now. But at the same time, I mean, dude, I'll be honest with you. I think this is interesting because, like, he is predicting everything right. And I don't know if I've seen anything about an earthquake in the previous chapters, but at the same time, the sea levels rising is definitely what's going to happen here. And I believe it's because of the Mother Flame. The earthquake I just predicted cannot strictly speaking, and then you have people fighting on top of Egghead. It looks like the Straw Hats probably dealing with Saturn, be considered a natural phenomenon. Vegapunk, not another word. So you have Saturn, he's super pissed off, he's attacking the Straw Hats, and it looks like we have a crazy panel here. I can kind of tell what's going on. Like, okay, we have Lilith and she's shooting at Saturn. You have Nami who used the climax tactic to, I guess, strike some lightning on top of Saturn. You have Brook who is pretty much like defending / attacking well, he's attacking Saturn, but he's defending Robin, and it looks a little bit like Chopper because he's right in front of him. You have Usopp who's upside down, probably firing a blast at Saturn. You have Robin behind Chopper. Chopper looks like he's definitely been hurt here because, I mean, the claw's coming right down into him while he's got his point guard. And then, get out of here. I've always naively yearned for peace and prosperity. And then, one second. You have Robin, and she's pretty much putting... Okay, so everybody, all the straws pretty much got knocked back. And then you have Robin, who used her powers in order to catch them. Ooh-ah, yo, gua! And then you have Chopper, who's still getting, basically just pounded on by Saturn. Pause. Anyways, Okay, so we go down. We have Saturn, who looks like he's half on fire. His face is just half, just in flames. Be gone, and he's pretty much getting. Oh, okay, be gone. I kind of like paused for a second there because I saw the next like panel a little bit. This looks super detailed. Whatever I'm scrolling into. No way. Are they serious? Okay. Hold on. Before I even read this, okay, hold on. No, we're going to go into this after. Let me just go in order. This is crazy because I did not think I would see this. And that brought me to what proved to be my first grave sin. Mars, what is the status of the power station? I am seeing to it now. We must preserve the contents of that room. I'm almost there. I was fixated on my dream of developing an everlasting energy source, hell-bent on driving the world to a bigger and brighter future. So, okay. The mother flame. And that's Saturn saying that. But what it looks like is it looks like okay, so Saturn literally pretty much brushed through the Straw Hats. He disregarded Rob and went right past them, because now I get what's happening here. He brushed right past them, crashes into the building, and finds the mother flame, which is insane, because, like, I don't even know what this will entail. It looks insane to me, because, like, okay, let's just read real quick. He says, but I flew, I'm so flabbergasted from seeing the mother flame, I can't even speak right now. But Vegapunk said, but I flew too close to the sun. We have to eradicate all life forms. We must be relentless. And then Saturn saying, not yet, while striking part of the mother flame and I guess a control panel. I don't know what he hit, but let's just take a second here. It's interesting as anything to me that we are actually seeing the mother flame here. Like, it's literally right here. So we have the mother flame here. It looks like it's somehow submerged in some kind of water in the middle of this tank. And you literally see this flame, which ironically looks close to, like, Luffy's head when he's in Gear 5. And I don't know if, like, because, like, here's my thing. Here's where my brain's going real quick. Is we needed an internal flame source, which I guess is the mother flame that would have powered this thing that Vegapunk wanted in the end anyways. Like, I think it was like some kind of communication around the world, or some kind of energy source to give the world access to, controlling climate and all that. But, like, I thought personally it was Luffy. And that's why this is really interesting to me, because if you think about it, I mean, we're literally seeing the mother flame here. And I just can't help but think, is this part of Luffy? Could this mother flame be something that resonates with Luffy more than anything? Because it's not like, I don't know how to say this, but, like, it's not like this flame right here that's apparently been here the whole time has done anything to activate the giant. But at the same time, like, when Luffy went Gear 3rd, the giant activated, and it just makes me think that this mother flame is somehow inactive because of the machine it's in. But if it were to come out of here, anything, or I don't even know, just, I feel like this mother flame in general has to be something significant that relates to Luffy and possibly that giant. It's just like, seeing it, and this panel is just mind-blowing. I'm sorry I'm taking a little detour here, but, like, Oda went crazy here. If you literally look at it, like, the panel is so detailed, and then to see the flame in the middle, the mother flame of all, just, this is insane. Okay, so we scroll down, we get more of a shot of the mother flame. I shouldn't, and this is Vegapunk speaking again, I shouldn't get ahead of myself, though. Oh, wow. Wow, okay, this is crazy. I'm not even gonna lie to you, wow, okay, hold on. So first things first, we literally have a shot of the giant, and I don't know if it's attacking, I don't know what's going on, it's making its way somewhere, but this giant is literally just, like, cruising through the Marines and all of that, because they're saying it's no use, nothing's working, so they're trying to take out this giant that is just marching through them. And then we have Vegapunk saying, in order to understand dot dot dot, the Marines are saying, what is it? We didn't even phase it. So that's crazy, because that even shows that no matter what the Marines do, this giant, if it's even an asset of Luffy, is just like low diffing the shit out of these Marines, no matter how powerful or what the weapons they have are. This is insane. Okay, so then we go back to Topman, and he's pretty much like, trying to burn Brogy and Dory, and I guess Luffy, but I think Luffy's back in Gear 5. What is going on? Dude, there's so much happening right now. What the heck? Alright, so like we have freaking Brogy saying, "Youch, that's hot," and then Luffy going, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And then I'm gonna just continue what Vegapunk said, so it makes a little bit more sense, because there's just so much happening. In order to understand where the world is heading, and then you have Dory saying, "We'll be burned to a crisp if we don't hurry." So, in order to understand where the world is heading, we must first address the past, specifically what happened between 9 and 800 years ago. Okay, before I even read any further, if whatever we get in these next couple panels is anything more about the Void Century, I'm done, because literally we've been waiting for it, and I knew the world was gonna sink was one thing. I thought we might get the lore about the Void Century like maybe later, but if he really drops it here, this is going to be lit. Like, I mean, like the chapter ratings for almost every streamer should probably be like 10 out of 10, because this is insane. So carrying on, he says, a century long period that most think of as a blank part of history. We have Emu here at the Holy Land, or dude, I'm just like mind blown, because if he's about to talk about this, those miserable Marines, what are they doing? Hurry and shut this cretin's mouth. So we have the Celestial Dragons. Fittingly, Vegapunk saying this, fittingly, it is known as the Void Century, since all information about it has either been erased or lost, and that is true for the most part, but there is one last key to unlocking some scraps and echoes from back then. What? Hold on. Fittingly known as the Void Century, since all information about it was either lost or erased, and that is true for the most part, but there's one last key to unlocking some scraps and echoes from back then. What's he talking about? There's one last key to unlocking some scraps and echoes from back then? Death is too good for him. Bring back his body. I'll tear him limb from limb. The Void Century, what is he talking about? So one of the Celestial Dragons is, essentially just curious about what he's saying, and the rest are just saying, like, so I'm guessing the Celestial Dragons might even know about the Void Century, but they're mad because if the world learns about this, I mean, I'm guessing whatever is going on here can essentially flip the tails on the Celestial Dragons and how the world interprets them, or maybe even have them revolt due to fear not being a thing because of the atrocious things that might have happened in the past. So the key that apparently unlocks the scraps and echoes from back then, Vegapunk is saying, the poneglyphs. These lonely stones dwelling in various quiet and calm lands all over the globe. The text inscribed on them, once decoded, is our one and only method. And then we have a shot of, I believe it's Saul, Dere Shi, of glimpsing this unknown past. So essentially, I mean, we kind of knew this, but at the same time, he's telling the rest of the world that the poneglyphs can essentially unlock the key or the answers to what happened during the Void Century. Hey, did you know, and this is Orangetown East Blue, that, oh wow, this is like one of the first villages Luffy actually went to, that way back when 20 kings teamed up to create the world. I wonder if this old timer knows about any of them. Who can say? What do you think, Chocho? Woof! It's awesome seeing Chocho still. I mean, it's been like, dude, that brought me back to like, shoot, like 2001 or 5, like somewhere in there. Because dude, I've been watching One Piece and reading One Piece for about like 20 years plus, and literally to see this little dog again, it just brought back like the best memories when it used to be like, watching One Piece on 4Kids or maybe online through one of the sites that was just streaming it, dude. Like, just to see this little dog, it actually is amazing. It's just cool seeing him. All right, so we're back to Vegapunk, and we have a shot of the warriors of Amazon Lily. Despite this, any attempts to decipher the poneglyphs is considered taboo by the world government, and so I felt compelled to commit my second grave sin. I betrayed the government and studied this forbidden era myself. I was fortunate enough to inherit several documents from a certain group of exceptional archaeologists, and that allowed me to decipher a number of poneglyphs. And then you have Robin, Chopper, Brooke, Nami, and Lilith. They're all just listening, I guess, as they went by, or as Saturn went by them. And then Brooke saying, Zoro-san, Jinbei-san. So I'm guessing Zoro and Jinbei are about to meet up with them. Vegapunk saying, I pursued this research as far as possible and I have no regrets. History is a story after all. Whoa, the ground's moving. Slink. Oh. Oh, so this is what oh my god. So I'm thinking this is what one of the man, Edison, I believe Edison is making it so the clouds are transforming and helping them escape. Look, the clouds are stretching. Yeah, he's definitely doing it. He did something that's making it so the clouds in the upper labostratum are actually going to give the Straw Hats more of a boost towards the sea so they can escape. Okay, this must be what Edison was talking about. Ah, says Usopp. That's right. With the edge of the clouds further out, we'll be able to leap right into the ocean. So it is true. Edison actually did this and basically extended the platform for the Straw Hats to be able to get into the sea. Okay, we've got Wheeze, and it looks like Edison in the factory. Y'all Straw Hats had better make it. Don't you dare get caught by the government. So, okay, Edison looks like he's tapped out. He has done his due diligence helping the Straw Hats escape. And then we go back to Vegapunk. And he's saying, in truth, I only know a small fragment of this 100-year-long tale. It wouldn't be right to leave you with baseless speculation, so I'll limit myself to the facts as I know them. Enough, Straw Hat. It's pointless. The start of this story was born 900 years ago in a bountiful and advanced kingdom. This next move is gonna work. And then you have a shot of Luffy looking like he's doing a gear 3rd punch in gear 5 at Topman. So I'm guessing he's like doing a move. Is it just a punch? Yeah, he's just punching Topman, which is interesting to me because I mean, like, he's saying this next move is gonna work. So I'm guessing he's holding him off with a punch. And then we'll essentially see. I gotta go into speculation on this after this because we're about to get the rest of this message and we'll see. But anyways, was born 900 years ago in a bountiful and advanced kingdom, and just like the legendary sun god Nika from the fables of Elbaf, he too fought with a stretchy and elastic body. They called him Joy Boy. And then you've got Dory and Brogy, stop it, you're cracking us up. So they're laughing because Luffy punched Topman and then basically hurt his fist again. He was the first man to take to the seas, the first one to be called a pirate. The original pirate. One Piece manga chapter 1114 end. And we are on break next week. I think it's for Golden Week. I'm not sure if we passed that or not already, but either way, yeah, this is insane. If I leave this, oh my god, this in the comments. If I leave this desk, I'm finished. Oh my god, I'm done. Okay, cliffhanger. Okay. Sorry for the ads there. I don't really know what's up with that. Anyways, um, okay, so let me just say I don't know. I guess like Luffy was just kind of gassing himself up by saying that he was basically gonna end up getting it with the next attack, but essentially he ended up like punching Topman and basically just hurt himself again, and that kind of made Dorian Broggy crack up. So I don't think he means like the next attack. I think he thought that this attack was actually going to do something, but like, dude, I mean, as far as everything we know, I mean, Vegapunk did drop a good amount of lore here, don't get me wrong. But I think also what I have to like think about here is the fact that the main thing we got in terms of lore is the fact that Vegapunk knows about the Void Century. He told us the poneglyphs actually are the things that decipher this 100-year, unknown time. And then on top of that, let's just like enlarge everything real quick. On top of that, he's calling Luffy, Sun God Nika, the original pirate, the first one to set out to sea. So it's interesting because Luffy is not only trying to be the pirate king, but his devil fruit and the ability that it holds comes from the man that apparently was the first pirate of the sea. So like I just hope that like when I watch other videos about this, like from O'Hara and King of Lightning and Rogers Base, that there's a little bit more of a decipher going on here. Because at the end of the day, I mean, like, I don't know if this particularly relates to anything besides the fact that we learned that he was the first pirate. But throughout this whole chapter, I mean, like, really, he's just telling us, well, telling the world about the Void Century. And I mean, the Gorosei are mad because they didn't want people to know this, but he told people about O'Hara, which I mean, that's probably known by like a certain amount of people. He told him that he betrayed the government. He told people that the sea level is rising if certain things happened, and they did. He told people about the poneglyphs. I think I said that already. We have a shot of Emu who doesn't look like they're reacting really. Maybe she's mad or maybe he's mad, but at the end of the day, it looks like pretty passive. We learned that the Celestial Dragons are pretty mad about it too, which means they might know about it, like some sort of secret cult within the world of One Piece, and maybe they didn't want people to know. We got the one big thing that I think is crazy is the Mother Flame. I don't know if this shot of it in the panel is actually it, like, essentially like getting a bit bigger, or maybe it's starting to react based on what Vegapunk is broadcasting. But I just have this feeling that this Mother Flame, whether it ends up getting taken by the Gorosei or whatever, is somehow supposed to relate to Luffy. Because I really do think this Mother Flame could essentially be something that relates to the Sun God Nika. And just to see the shot of it, and then to get a up close shot of it again, like, it looks like it's moving and it looks like it's making sound because of the effects. So if that's the case, then this Mother Flame is either going to react to something that has to do with the giant, or it's going to react to something that has to do with Luffy. And I just feel like, personally, this Mother Flame like reveal, it's just so insane because literally we just finally have seen it. We see it's in water even. That's how crazy it is. Like, it's such a strong flame that even if it's submerged underwater, it will not go out. And I don't know if like the machine that it's in is helping it sustain its form or stay alive, whatever, but it's just insane. Um I just like I don't even know. Like, we have Saturn and he's destroying part of the machine. I don't know if he's trying to like take the Mother Flame. I don't know if he's trying to like stop certain things from happening. It's just like I don't know what Saturn's exactly doing. I'm glad the Straw Hats made it through Saturn as he brushed by them. We did see the rest of the world reacting to it. Um, hmm. The Gorosei are definitely pissed. That's the main thing. Is like you see them, they do not like that this message is going down, and Vegapunk's already. I'm guessing like more than halfway through. If he's not halfway through, he's like a third. But we'll probably get the rest of this chapter or this announcement to the world in the next 1 to 2 chapters. I want to say 2 because he's probably going to drop the rest of what he's saying, like the big reveal, and then we're probably going to have a second chapter with the world interpreting it and also things being related based on how everybody actually like took what he said. But it's just insane because we also got shots of the whole world. Um, the lore drop that Doflamingo has said here about, he said we could always go somewhere high up. You have a point. The Sun Sea Rise could. Magellan is like. Let me read what Magellan said. You have a point. The sun's sea level rise earlier caused havoc with some cells, and that was only 1 meter. How many meters would it take to cover the whole world? Most urban areas would be screwed if water levels rose just another 5 meters. Maybe we should all evacuate? We could always go somewhere high up. So it looks like they're casually chatting. I don't know if Magellan's taking Doflamingo seriously or not, but I will say this. I think the main thing that's interesting here is that like he's saying we could always go somewhere high up, as if he knows that either there's a potential to go to somewhere like Sky Island, but that still wouldn't make sense because Magellan would still have to free all the prisoners essentially, which that would be insane and a whole other thing in itself. But then even on top of that, if he's not talking about that, he could be talking about the moon, which would be insane for Doflamingo to be talking about. But it's like the way they're portraying Doflamingo is that he's a character that knows more than he let on in the beginning, and that could make it so he has a part to play later in terms of knowing certain things and then trying to make certain things happen so he can come back. Like, he's not just laughing because of the fact that he's comfortable in prison. He's laughing because he knows that as these things happen, there's a chance for him to come back and try to basically get what he wanted in the first place. And at first it was just Rosa, but who's to say it isn't more? So Doflamingo is just interesting to me because who knows if he could end up playing a bigger role than any of us could predicted. And him saying we could always go somewhere high up, I really think that's Oda trying to give us a subtle lore drop that maybe has something to do with something else in the story. But yeah, I mean, we just go through this chapter. I mean, we had the whole world reacting essentially. This was really good in terms of lore. I feel like we're gonna make a lot of progress next chapter too, with maybe not even the information being given, but maybe potentially starting to get off the island. But we just have certain things, like we have the giant probably meeting Luffy. We have how they're gonna get off. We have the other Straw Hats. They're probably gonna break apart for a little bit so they can all escape. We have the information. We have how the Gorosei are probably going to claim this island. We have Kuma and his thing going on with Bonnie. We don't know how that'll end just yet. There's just a lot to be said and a lot that's going on. So, guys, I'm just gonna say this. Like, I think I'm gonna let it sit here. I'm gonna get a lot of speculation when it comes to other streamers and people that are actually reacting to this chapter. But for now, I think this was just a beautiful chapter. It was amazing. I mean, the lore was just crazy that we got here. It was just crazy seeing everybody around the world and everything that we got to know about the Void Sentry as far as what Vegapunk knows and what he did. But I'm going to end it here, guys. I think this was a crazy chapter. Thank you guys for watching. I'm glad I actually made it on time this week. I will also try for next week too, which I should be able to. But yeah, I mean, guys, definitely consider giving the video a like. Please subscribe if you can. I mean, we're new on YouTube still, but we're kind of climbing our way up. I still will be doing that reaction video to Roger's Base's end of One Piece theory. But in general, guys, I mean, again, thank you for coming. I hope you all have a wonderful day too and enjoyed this chapter. And yeah, I mean, I will definitely catch you guys later. So see you guys. Bye.